Santa Clara. A few short moments ago, these two teams made their way out of the Levi Stadium tunnels, and the noise level in this place is definite. It's set for football as the 49ers get ready to do battle with the Carolina Panthers. Taking it about the 1. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
End result of that one, a nice 4-yard gain, so you can use that to set up your play action game, or you can come right back and continue to run the football, because as an offensive play caller, you're on schedule and feeling pretty good about your next couple of calls.
To throw on second down, Samuel. And his throw is going to be incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
This defense looking for an early stop. This is 3rd down and 6. Operating from the gun, Samuel. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
A first down carry for Henry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
A nice run here early on. It doesn't take a great play caller to realize you want to establish a guy of his caliber who runs like this early, because they'll pay dividends as the game progresses.
Now this throw caught left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coach.
And looking for Kittle, but it's intercepted. Picked up by Ambry Thomas. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Lawrence will throw. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion.
And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, San Francisco. Travis Etienne taking it in from 11 yards out. And the Niners are on the board here first in the season opener. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 7-0. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the inning, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part two, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
And a nice run past the 30-yard line there. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Off the play fake. Samuel. Gets this to his running back. That's Jalen Samuels. And he is going to have a Panthers first down, and comfortably so, as he gets 5 there on 3rd and a yard. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On first down, Henry runs over it. And he's across the 40, 3 extra yards to the 43. A solid run on first down, gain of 7, leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Back to throw. Samuel escaping the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go deep right side. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
I'm not sure it made a difference on that play, but one thing to keep in mind, here in the early part of the year during a day game, the sun does play a factor on deep balls.
So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Samuel. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week 1. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day 1.
Another completion there, and we think back to the draft in the spring. This franchise essentially handing him the keys to the operation, a top 5 pick. Charles, how ready do you think he is?
I think he's ready for the NFL in terms of size, speed, the makeup of him, the character of him. The key's going to be, will this team accept everything he brings to the game and adapt to it, not just necessarily plug him into something that he doesn't do well.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Flushed out right. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
On 3rd down, Samuel. He's going to let this one go deep. And unable to connect, incomplete. Now, give them credit, they took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
They went with a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
The offense staying out there. They look prepared to go here on 4th and 10. Looking to throw. Samuel. This one to the sideline. He's got it. A nice job to keep the feet in, but he is a bit short here of a first down. Another completion there, and what a big moment in a young quarterback's life, that first NFL start. And Charles, obviously they want him to win games, but if they're looking at him under a microscope in his first month or so, what do you think they're hoping to see from him?
Well, for every question they'll have for him, they should have for themselves as a coaching staff, because it's not just how quickly can he learn the offense, it's what they can teach him, right? How can he build a relationship with his receivers? And, of course, how open is he to learning? And, of course, how open are they to giving him things that he can put in place on the field?
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 40 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
That's a nice run right there, able to get to the outside. And so many times defenses say, okay, we've got you hemmed in. But if you're running the football, at least you know where everyone is coming from. You don't have to worry about the backside at all. That allows you to run with a little bit more confidence as you traverse down the field.
Tackle made there by Frank Clark. 2nd and 10. Back to throw. Samuel throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gallagher. And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Looking to throw. Samuel. And this pass broken up. And the contact well-timed there. And now 4th down.
My first thought is surprise because that's one of the better tight ends around, and I've seen him pull in balls like this before. But how about a little credit to the defense forcing that incompletion?
Matt Rule, a risk taker in college, going for it. On 4th down, Samuel. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. And the Panthers turned away on 4th down. And the 49ers are going to get the football back. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. They were successful last time finding the end zone on their opening drive of the season. And they'll get another shot here with a 1st and 10. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. A give to Etienne running right. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. On 3rd down, Lawrence. Throw left side complete. That's Jordan. And he's going to have a Niners 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Nice job. Nice patience right there. Put him on the right side. Let him work his way across. Put the ball in his hands and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And not able to break away this time as they're going to stop him right around the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Now Lawrence. Got a man. It's Brown. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Looking to throw, Lawrence. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off by Levante David. And the return will stop right around the 25. That, Charles, the first interception he's thrown here in year number 2.
And I know it's just the first one, but didn't it feel like what we saw from him last year, where he was plagued by this type of a play? And they thought that, you know, over the offseason, going into a second season, some of that would go away. Thus far, still looks a lot like his rookie year.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt. And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Henry. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Now San Francisco going to call their second timeout as they'll stop it with a tick under a minute to go before half. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you really got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight window for him to fit that one into. In this case, unsuccessfully.
The tight end Kittle has it on the left side. And now the Niners going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock stops here with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal. Off play action. Samuel. Steps
oh, wow.
Take it across for a Panthers touchdown. A great play there with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying the ball game here in the final minute of the first half. Point after, right down the middle. And we are tied here in the second quarter. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Very short kick taken right at the 20. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And they've got a little under 40 seconds to go if they want to try to put something together here. He's got Thompson here, complete. 20! Touchdown, 49ers! Like so many wide receivers, he is a threat with the ball in his hands, and he's able to do his damage here after the catch. Extra point right down the middle, and that makes the score 14-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Gallagher. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. 2nd and 6. Back to throw. Samuel. Again, he finds more. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield at the 45.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
They've given up a few first downs on this drive, but getting the incompletion there, that should give them something to build on and maybe turn the tide.
They'll look to throw again. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone. And, that one's going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. Third down coming up. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. Shot before break. Samuel dancing to his left. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And that will be caught by Moore. He's got a Panthers touchdown. Elijah Moore. As time expires in the first half. And the Panthers are an extra point away from tying this game on the final play of the first half. Extra point splits the uprights, and that will take us to the end of the first half of play. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game.
And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. A handoff for Etienne, and he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Etienne once more. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They'll run with Etienne. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. They're going on 4th down. Lawrence. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Thompson. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20.
And that's a big pickup of a 1st down. And you know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation. And in this case, the offensive guys have the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on 4th down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down. An important play right here, 3rd and 10.
And I would expect pressure here.
Now Lawrence. Being chased out left.
Oh, how did he miss that?
That was an interesting move because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take a run for yardage. But what often happens now with quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try and pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Well, they don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the third quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
This taken in at the goal line. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
On second down, it's Henry. Powers through, and he'll get to the 29-yard line, brought down there.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
And he works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going. And then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Meanwhile, this one knocked down in the backfield. It's incomplete.
You got to give some credit. They're able to hop up in the air and bat that one away. And that's frustrating for an offensive lineman because the only recourse is when he goes in the air to try and get some type of a pop or a shove, hoping to bring his arms down.
So the failure to connect on second down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Now a deep ball here, hauled in just past the 50. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 45-yard line.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry. Again, it's Henry. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down. Looking to throw. Samuel, flush to his right. The ball comes out, and they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. And this is going to be 49er football. Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start on the ground, Etienne, and he's going to be stopped here for no gain. And that's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter play. Back now here in Santa Clara. been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. Here's Lawrence to throw. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Thompson. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
On third down, here's Etienne. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. The offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. And they'll try and throw for it with Lawrence. And he'll be taken down across the 50 at the 45 in enemy territory.
Boy, that was a big gamble for them right there. They went for it on 4th down, showed a little chutzpah because they did it with the lead here in the 4th quarter. And this defense is once again unable to stop them.
Here's a throw to his running back. It's complete. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. A big play there on the catch and run. And I think that's a pretty good illustration of why they try to get the football into his hands out of the backfield. That was something else.
And we talk so much from a defensive perspective about scheming and finding ways to take away the run. That means the offense has to devise different ways to get the ball in the hands of their guy out of the backfield. Find open space, let him run, and big things can happen, and they did right there.
And according to Next Gen Stats, his top speed on that one, better than 20 miles an hour. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. One more time with Etienne. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. And it's complete. In the end zone, touchdown, 49ers. Brevin Jordan there to make the grab. And the 49ers add on to their lead. Point after, right down the middle. These guys will take a 10-point lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked up by Chaz Surratt. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure, but backed off. And it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage. Now he's ready to get rid of the ball fast, but guess what? Too many defenders out there. Exactly as you described, an interception.
Lawrence's throw here pulled in by Golladay. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
And a short gain down to about the 33.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Lawrence on 3rd down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Thompson. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Running out of the gun with ETN. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
Woo.
No gain on the play as we have reached the 2-minute warning. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. Forced out to his left. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. He'll wind up with positive yardage. It's a gain of 3, but now it's third down. Now Lawrence to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's fourth down. And his kick is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they settle for just the 3, but clearly right now anything helps trying to salt this one away in the 4th.
Without a doubt, obviously a touchdown probably would have been the final nail to finish this thing off, but it's still 8 up time, got points, so while it's not mission accomplished, it's darn close.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw again. Samuel. He's got Henry. Bulldozes past him. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. That's 30 yards now in the last 2 plays. Back-to-back 15-yarders. And they're rolling. Again, he'll drop to throw. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. Back to throw again. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. He finds his man complete. That's Gallagher. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Looking right side, that's caught by Moore. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
That's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle, so they're ready if a tackle happens in bounds.
A second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
It certainly looked like someone was very confident in his ability to fit that one in. I would say he was overconfident because there wasn't a whole lot of separation there. Had that one covered pretty well downfield and knocked it away.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. A try here for the extra point. And the lead will shrink to 6. So still a chance with just over 20 seconds to go, but they need to get this one back, no doubt. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Thompson on the return. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And 3 timeouts remaining here defensively, but really not much reason to use them at this point as this one is all but over.
If they use the timeouts here, it's strictly for show. We got to play the catch.
So, Charles, you talk about this head coach and his future with this franchise. Look, it's been a frustrating year, and I think we saw some of that frustration boil over his weekly press conference earlier in the week.
Yeah, he's trying to say all the right things, isn't he? But he's heard the rumors. He knows what's going on out there. And right now, he is tired of having to answer the question, are you on the hot seat in every meeting with reporters? This week, he kind of said, I've had enough. And I don't blame him. He looks like a guy that may very well be out the door.
He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here comes the 49ers punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And the fair catch is made. It's going to pin him back here at the 7-yard line. They'll call that a punt of 59 yards. Tough to do better than that. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit 000. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. They have time here, partner, for just one final heave.
And I have to look at it from the defense's perspective here. We know what they're going to do on offense. The Hail Mary, try and get guys down there and throw it in the end zone, tip it around and catch it. You've got to have guys back there to defend that, but also you can't allow the quarterback as much time as he wants to set up and throw it.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 38. And the 49ers are going to hang on the final play. They get the turnover to seal this football game. So the victory here for San Francisco. And with that, our journey begins.